scripture comes from the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verses 32 through 46. That's Matthew 25, 32 through 46. If you don't happen to have a Bible with you this morning, there's one available in the pew back in front of you, and you have that Bible, you can find this passage on page 876. That's Matthew 25, 32 through 46, and it reads, "Before him will be gathered all the nations, and he will separate people one from another as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. And he will place the sheep on his right, but the goats on the left. Then the king will say to those on his right, 'Come, you who are blessed by my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came to me.' Then the righteous will answer and say, 'Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you drink? And when did we see you a stranger and welcome you, or naked and clothe you? And when did we see you sick or in prison and visit you?' And the king will answer them, 'Truly I say to you, as you did it to one of the least of my brothers, you did it to me.' Then he will say to those on his left, 'Depart from me, you cursed, into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and you gave me no food. I was thirsty, and you gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and you did not welcome me. Naked, and you did not clothe me. Sick and in prison, and you did not visit me.' Then they also will answer, saying, 'Lord, when did we see you hungry or thirsty, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister to you?' Then he will answer them, saying, 'Truly I say to you, as you did not do it to one of the least of these, you did not do it to me.' And these will go away into eternal punishment, but the righteous into eternal life."
Good morning, church.
Good morning.
Good to have you all. We have many visitors. You know, I'm really happy about today. If you didn't know, we have a fellowship meal after service. Guess what? Visitors get some free food. I like food, so I'm happy about that. But anyways, we're not going to talk about that today. But I'm really happy to be here with you all. Really glad to be preaching God's word. And if you haven't, we have visitors. Visitors, you don't understand about Aberdeen. Aberdeen is a very friendly church. It's a big reason why I decided to come here and not other places. It's one of the friendliest churches I've ever been to. But we are happy to have you here, so you are very welcome. The top of my sermon today, you can see up there, are you denying the love of God? Now, Chase will help you read the text from Matthew, but we'll be out of Romans today. But it's going to link to my introduction today. And I want to talk to you about the dangers of isolation. See, isolation is dangerous for everyone. You know, many times when men were captured part of war or POW, the first thing they would do was isolate them from their brothers and sisters in arms, because they knew if they were together, they could resist. So isolation is dangerous. But did you know that one of the most dangerous things that people accept today is isolating themselves from the love of God? And you do this when you deny God. So this is when we talk about denying the love of God today. I want you to think about isolation. And I picked this particular picture because isolation is prison. Whether you are in prison by not the will of your own or you do it to yourself, isolation is prison. The point being is, when you deny the love of God, this is what you're doing. You are putting yourself in prison. It's a horrible. So let's talk. We're going to look at our message today and observe these things about denying the love of God. We're going to see three things from our text today. First, we're going to see a message of hope. We're also going to see a message of victory. And different from victory, we're going to see a message of conquering. We're going to see these three things. as we go through our text today. So I'm going to read our text today, and then we're going to get to our lesson. So starting in Romans chapter 18. For those who are visiting us, we're in our study of Romans, so we're going to conclude chapter 8 with this sermon today. We're starting in verse 18 of chapter 8 of Romans, in verse 18 and following. For I consider that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory that is to be revealed to us. For the anxious longing for the creation awaits eagerly for the revealing of the sons of God. For the creation was subjected to fertility, not willingly, but because of him who subjected it in hope, that the creation itself also will be set free from its slavery to corruption into the freedom of the glory of the children of God. For we know that the whole creation groans and suffers with the pains of childbirth together until now. And verse 23, and now not only this, but also we ourselves having the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting eagerly for our adoption as sons, the redemption of our body. For in hope we have been saved, but hope that is seen is not hope. For who hopes for what he already sees? But if we have hope for what we do not see, with perseverance we eagerly wait for it. In the same way, the Spirit also helps our weakness, for we do not know how to pray as we should. For the Spirit himself intercedes for us with groanings too deep for words. And he who searches the hearts knows what the mind of the Spirit is, because he intercedes for the saints according to the will of God. And we know that God causes all things to work together for the good to those who love God, to those who are called according to his purpose. For those whom he foreknew, also he predestined to become conformed to the image of his Son, so that he would be the firstborn among many brethren. And these whom he predestined, he also called, and then these whom he called, he also justified. And these whom he justified, he also glorified. What then shall we do these things? If God is for us, who is against us? He who did not spare his own Son, but delivered him from us all, how will we have not also with him freely give us all things? Who with being a charge against God, who may bring a charge against God's elect? God is the one who justifies. Who is the one who condemns? Christ Jesus is he who died, yes, rather, who was raised, who is at the right hand of God, who also intercedes for us. Who will separate us from the love of Christ? Will tribulation or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness or peril or sword? Just as it is written, for your sake we are being put to death all day long. We are considered as sheep to be slaughtered. But in all these things we overwhelmingly conquer through him who loved us. For I am convinced that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor things present, nor things to come, nor powers, nor height, nor depth, nor any other created thing will be able to separate us from the love of God, of which Christ Jesus our Lord. Now, I know that passage was lengthy, but it had to be read because I want to keep things in context. So for our first point for today, we deny hope in life when we deny God's love. We deny hope. You know, the Bible gives an example in here in Romans chapter 8 about childbirth. And I told many people before, I was nervous all 9 months when my wife was pregnant with Caleb. I was very, 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 very nervous. But we anticipated it. We were happy. You know, many people, the trending thing right now is to throw a gender reveal party, which we did, and it was neat. It was really fascinating because the only person that knew what the gender was the OB, and we sent the results to my mother-in-law, who was really good at keeping secrets. She literally told no one until we had this party. This is a really cute picture of Caleb. But I wanted to let you know we anticipate this childbirth. And this is the idea of having this hope that the Bible's talking about. So when you deny God's love, you deny hope for yourself. See, it says in verse 18, it's talking about the hope of creation. You know that we were created. We were first creation. God did not create us by accident. We did not evolve from monkeys. Don't fall for that stupid lie. It's stupid. I'm going to use the word stupid because it is. The point is, we were created by God for a reason. We have a purpose. But he used the analogy of childbirth that people anticipate looking forward to that. And it was even more important back then because if you did not have a child, there was, for two reasons. One, you wouldn't have anybody to take care of it. That's kind of important. And number two, you wouldn't have anything to pass on your name and inheritance in your life, in the world. It was very important. So when people were able to have babies, they anticipated having a baby. But the text says that we are to have hope. The creation we were hopeful for this. It's a hopeful thing. I think it's sad that we have a group in society that want to take the idea of the hope of creation away. They want to minimize it and just tell lies to the point to tell them that we weren't made by a creator. When we can easily see the design of human beings, how the body heals itself, how we can see all the design when you have children, how you get a little bit of everything. How you know when you have a child, it's a little bit of the mom, a little bit of dad, and you can see grandparents, and that's amazing. Anticipation of childbirth. But more importantly, it says in verses 22 to 23, we set ourselves, the creation is set free from slavery and free from corruption. I don't know if you view that as important, but it really is, to be set free from that. But it says this idea of childbirth is this first fruits, the first fruits of the Spirit. It says when you become a Christian, when Jesus was obedient to God, he became a first fruit of a new creation. That's what it said when you get baptized for remission of your sins, you come up a new creature, a new creation. But you become a first fruit of righteousness. That is so important. We see that in James chapter 1, verse 18, it reaffirms this idea. In the exercise of his will, he brought us forth by the word of the truth, so that we would be a kind of first fruits among his creatures. So when you become a Christian, you're supposed to be first fruits of his creation. But it's in truth. The other thing I really like is hope is defined. Hope is defined in verse 24 to 25. We know from if you look at from the bulletin, our theme here, that hope is assurance, things hoped for of the things that are not seen. Hope is not seen. There's three definitions we see in this text here given about hope. First of all, hope is not seen. Because he's making an argument here. It makes so much sense. How can you hope for something that you already see? I can't re-hope for my child that's already here. So you wouldn't re-hope of, you got to anticipate things. And one of the things we aren't seeing is, we don't see Jesus right now, but we hope to see Jesus. You can't have hope if he's still physically in the world, you can see him. That's why we hope for things that we haven't seen. We certainly see the evidence of Jesus. We don't physically see Jesus in that way. But it explains that hope was seen in Jesus. So this hope is not just any person. The hope was Jesus. It was seen as Jesus. Remember I was telling you earlier in class today that everything in the Bible points to Jesus. And this is why Jesus is so important. The third definition of hope is something you wait for to be seen. I love it when you see those videos of service members coming home and they always surprise their children. I love it. When they surprise the children, they had no idea. The anticipation they see on their face when they see their relative. Or sometimes if they don't have kids, they have a dog that hasn't seen them in months or years, and they come home and you see the surprise gift. But more importantly, Paul, as an example, in Acts 22:16, he says, listen, I was a murderer. I persecuted God's elect, and I didn't know what I was doing. But when Jesus struck me blind, I could do nothing but change. Because I had hope, and I knew what I was advocating for the truth. This is why Paul, whenever he could write all these letters and speak to so many people, he could speak with boldness. Because when you have the love of God, he saw that God loved him so much that he had to blind him, and he give him some time to meditate, and then teach him the truth, and then he committed to the truth, and followed through. He was baptized for the remission of sins and was preaching for all that time. He knew about this idea of hope. So I tell you, hope is a good thing to hold on to. Because we live in a world that doesn't believe in hope. They want to take it away from people. He wanted to testify about Jesus Christ all the way till his death. I tell you, that's a really good message. Before our second point for the day, this idea, you know, if you don't deny the love of God, you deny yourself victory. I know many people, we live in the United States, so soccer's not as big, but it's still growing. I like soccer, whereas the rest of the world calls it football. That's why FIFA, you know, Federal Alliance International for Football. Anyways, I'm not going into that. The point is, they have a video or a soundbite that's still popular of an announcer for soccer. When a guy scores a goal, he's going, "Goal!" the entire time. He's saying goal because you can't win a soccer game without scoring some goals. And it's really fascinating. I had the opportunity a couple days ago to watch one of the younger U20 soccer teams play. And the U.S. team, they were good. They passed well, and they were scoring all over the team they were playing. I think they were playing Nigeria. The point being is it was a really interesting game because they scored 2 goals just like that. Why? Because they worked together. The point is, when you score goals, you get victory. People don't think about that victory in Jesus. You know, victory in Jesus is one of my favorite songs. Why? It's hopeful, and who doesn't like victory? You know, we live in the United States. We're all about victory. But see, it's hard to score a goal. When you got to score a goal, it's victory. So, we deny the victory, we deny God's answer to our life. This is so powerful. And in verse 26, in the same way, the Spirit also helps our weakness, for we do not know how to pray as we should, but intercedes for our groanings too deep for words. The point is, when you have Christ and you understand the love of God and you understand victory, did you know that you can overcome weakness? Weakness in Christ? You can overcome weakness. Victory over our weakness. Because we're weak without Christ. We're strong because God can overrun that weakness. Why? Because we have an intercessor. So think about that. You got Jesus interceding for you. You have a Spirit that helps translate the word so God understands what you're saying. So you can pray without ceasing, and God's going to understand what you're saying. You don't have to worry about that. You know, they got this new technology now. Supposedly you can put in your ear, if someone's speaking another language, you can understand them. And if they have the same one, you can speak to them, and they'll understand. So they're kind of taking out the middleman when it comes to learning language. I would say still learn another language is important, I think. But potentially that technology can do that. But essentially, that piece of technology is operating like an intercessor so that people can understand one another. But how great it is that we get a victory because we have an intercessor through this. We have an intercessor through Jesus, and we have someone that can translate our prayers to God so he understands what we're trying to say. You know, the other thing he says in verse 28, and we know that God causes all things to work together for good of those who love God, those who are called according to his purpose. You see, all good things, if you're trying to do the right thing, God's going to work out for you, believe it or not. People lose so much faith in God. You know, we all know good things come to those who wait, but people don't wait on their faith to grow or even try to do things to have their faith grow so they can have that victory in their life. Don't you wish, all you guys have been a Christian a long time, wish you knew what you knew when you first became a Christian rather than later? I mean, do you think your life would be different when you get an amen for that? I tell you what, I've never regretted becoming a Christian. I hope you haven't either. But it has changed my life profoundly. And you know, even though I took a detour to become a preacher, it's interesting that I had to become a novice politician early and get involved in politics to realize that, you know, that's not the life I want to be, even though I thought for such a long time. When I was little, I wanted to be president of the United States. That was my goal. And I legit had a set dream of that. So I went to part of many leadership organizations. I was part of an organization in Jacksonville called Leadership Jacksonville. I was part of the Youth Leadership Jacksonville that their sole job was to train people starting in high school and give them connections so if people would go away for college, come back and run for office, you'd have connections. That's how serious they took running for office. So I was a part of that program. I was also a part of a program called Junior Statesmen of America that turned out 100 senators. Dick Durbin is one of them. So was Hillary and many other senators on that list. There were some from Nevada. I can't even name them all, but there were 100 senators. And if you would participate in this program, you had a leg up to becoming a senator. Why? You guys got to meet them directly. They put us in a room, and we were there for 3 weeks at Georgetown University. And we took a government class, so we got actual college credit because we're taking a college credit class at Georgetown University. So we also got, which I found out later, we had automatic admission to Georgetown for that. Because they knew that Georgetown should not many senators. And when you're in D.C., you're around all that stuff. So they put us in a room with all these congressmen and all these senators. But you know what I learned? So what? If you gain the whole world, I don't want to lose my soul. Gain the whole world and losing my soul. And more importantly, when I found out that there's a demand for preaching because we need preachers, look, if I can change people's hearts, I can do more good doing that than changing some legislation, which is going to be very little, because I'm not going to try to buy into what they want. The point is, you get victory through God and Jesus. Victory is important. Now, one thing I want to really address this passage, most people really get confused about this idea of what predestination is. I'm going to tell you what predestination is not. See, there are many people who think, well, once you become, if you just say some prayer, you just become a Christian out of nowhere, and that you're predestined, and then if you start sinning and go off and live the Lord, and you were never saved in the first place. A, that logic makes no sense. Number two, predestined means that God had a plan. I'm going to explain through the text, but God had a plan for us. If you decide to be an adopted son of God, all can be saved. Because why would God say He wants all to be saved, but say, no, only a few can be saved? That makes no sense. When He talks about predestined, turn with me to Galatians chapter 1. Look what I'll let the text speak for itself. So Galatians chapter 1, verse 8. So in Galatians chapter 1, Galatians chapter 1 verse says, but even if we, or an angel from heaven, bring another gospel contrary to what we have preached to you, he is accursed. So that explains that. Verse 6. I read too far. It says, I am amazed that you are so quickly deserting him who called you by the grace of Christ for a different gospel, which I am really not, it's not another gospel, for we are some who are disturbing you and want you to distort the gospel of Christ. So, how can you desert something if you don't have a choice? The point is, we're predestined. And if that's not convincing enough, flip to Ephesians chapter 1, verse 7. Ephesians chapter 1, verse 7. Essentially, in many of these chapters and verses of the text, they tell you what's up in the beginning chapter, and then expound upon it as they go further in. So in Ephesians chapter 1, starting in verse 7, it says, in him we have redemption through the blood, that forgiveness of our trespasses, according to the riches of his grace, which he has lavished on us in all wisdom and insight. He made known to us the mystery of all his will, according to his kind of intention, which he proposed in him, with a view of the administration suitable to the fullness of the time, that is, the summing up of all things in Christ, things in the heavens and things on the earth. In him also we have obtained an inheritance, having been predestined according to his purpose, who works all things after the counsel of his will. So if you're not doing Jesus' will, you're not going to be predestined to go to heaven. The thing is, once you're a Christian, once you become a Christian, if you die, you're predestined for heaven. That's the point. The thing is, you get a choice to serve God or not. Because why would God say He wants you to serve Him freely? You see, Jesus wants you to go. You know, I understand people in our world want to be angry about moral issues. Look look, people, you can't legislate morality. Why? Because it's your choice to do what's right or wrong. We know right or wrong is done. That's your choice. People can keep on trying to legislate morality and it won't change a thing. Because someone will always try to break that law. The point is, if you change the heart for Christ, and realize that you have the love of God and you can have victory in Christ Jesus, that's what changes a person's heart. Morality is made by God. Man can't create morality as much as they want to, because they're going to look to that man who created that law. For example, if they violate that law will lose something. We lose nothing in God and in Christ. The point is, the Bible and knowing the Scriptures and trying to be obedient to God's will is what matters. Because eventually, all laws are going to be a counter to God, eventually, our man's laws, because these people and politicians, what I learned being in D.C., people are looking for their own interests. Those party things, they have the best Hollywood show you ever see. They fight all the time out in public, but they're buddies behind the scenes. Don't fall for the lie. When you be preaching Christ, forget about the political stuff. I'll tell you what, I don't care who's president of the United States. You know why? The President of the United States is not going to change people's hearts. President James A. Guthrie, who's a member of the Lord's Church, understood that. He said he stepped down from the highest office, being an elder, to become President of the United States. Because he understood. Even though he was elected president, the best way to reach people is through the gospel. And if that's not enough for you, we've been studying in Judges on Wednesday nights, and in the book of Joshua. Listen, Joshua understood one thing about victory. First of all, he did not care that the people that he was leading were stubborn. They were resistant to God's will, even though they were the same people that saw the Red Sea part and God do all those miracles for them. And yet, it said when Joshua wasn't there, the people fell right off and started going back into paganism and doing whatever they wanted to do. So we see that Joshua understood leading a victory with the stubborn people. He also understood you can have victory in Jesus because he took over the land full of giants. He says, I don't care what they look like, we're going to take them over. Why? We have God. And God supersedes the giant. And then we see that he knew that he had victory because his family served the Lord in spite of what others around him were doing. You know, there are people that weren't serving the Lord, that were within the brethren who understood what God did. And he said, I don't care what your household, as for my house, we're going to serve the Lord. You do what you want to do, but we're going to serve the Lord. See, it's that individual commitment. Because he understood the love of God meant victory. Because he wasn't going to deny him like some of his brothers wanted to do. Thirdly, we deny the love of God, and we deny the conquering power when we do that. We deny conquering power. So we want to conquer. You know, and going back to our text in Romans chapter 8, the Bible really defines itself well. In verse 31, it says, what then shall we say to these things? If God is for us, who will be against us? If God's for us, who can be against us? See, we forget about that. We can conquer. No matter what the world does to us. You know what? If our government decides to lose its mind and say, you know what? If you're religious, you can't have a church. You can't meet together. What are you going to do? The thing is, we know if you stick with God, we're going to conquer. They might lose some of these weak battles, but they're going to lose the Lord. And I don't know about you. I want to be on the winning side. I often wonder if those in the South, because I grew up in the South, the Confederacy is a big deal in the South, and some people told me it's big in Maryland, because Maryland was kind of undecided. Well, Florida was a Confederate state, so just in case you want to know about that. But when you grew up in the South, they teach the Civil War. When you grow up in the South, they teach the Civil War like the South won the war, which I never understood that. They do things like reframe the phrase, say it was the war of northern aggression, meaning the reframing of how it went. The bottom line is the North won the war, and things are different. The thing is, I wonder how many people would have switched sides if they knew that they were going to lose the war, if they were on the losing side of the war. The South won many battles. So Lincoln got him some really experienced generals. They knew how to fight war and did some really unscrupulous things like burning cities to the ground. They believe this idea of total war. You ask me, if you go to war, you got to believe in total war because that's the way you got to do it. Because if you don't, if you leave remnants, you're begging for another war down the road. This is why I think God understood when he sent the children of Israel to war against people, he had to utterly destroy them because if you leave remnants, you get war later. The point is, why would you be on the conquering side? You want to be the conqueror. See, when you're with Jesus, you're going to win the war. But if you don't have Jesus, you're not going to conquer. You're going to lose. Because this is the devil's world. But it says in verse 31, for what shall we say then? If God is for us, who can be against us? But he goes a step further. He said, God does things freely for his people. Have you thought about that? That God does things for his people freely. It says in 32, he who did not spare his own son, but delivered him over to us all, how will he not also with him freely give us all things? He who can bring a charge against God's elect. God is the one who justifies. See, I don't care what the government does. I really don't. Because I know God's a justifier. The government can't even make it side up in our justice system. What is true justice? They don't apply true justice. We know right now, if you have enough money to pay for a smart enough lawyer who knows the law and enough technicalities, you can get away with murder. It's happened time and time again. But we need to be on the side of God who believes in true justice, that you cannot run away from sins. And you certainly are not going to win the war over your mind and your heart and your body without Jesus Christ. The point is, if you're on God's side, he does things for those who serve the Lord. He's saying it's so important. Do you realize he cares? Some people think that God doesn't care about them. But God cares so much, he gave his son freely so that you could be part of his elect, so that you could be a conqueror. And people want to minimize that. Why people want to say that Jesus wasn't real, even though historians are saying that Jesus was a man, but we don't think he was the Son of God. We believe he was a man. There's too much evidence to support that. Be on the conquering side. You want to be a conqueror. This is text that talks about in verse 36, for your sake, just as it's written, for your sake we are being put to death all day long. We are considered as sheep led to the slaughter. That comes from Proverbs 44:22. I think it's amazing that even back in the Old Testament, again, when I said the Bible's pointing to Jesus, we might lose a lot of battles and they might make it harder to be a Christian, but you got to make the choice in your mind. Even if it's hard to be a Christian, would you remain with God? Or are you going to stop the world because it's a little harder to be a Christian? Right now in Europe, in Africa, in Asia, they're making it harder to be a Christian. They say, if you don't buy the humanist mindset, or you're not something other than a Christian, then you don't believe that you don't deserve to live in our country. Whereas, because our laws are set the way it is, we have an advantage right now. We're blessed that we can worship God freely anywhere we want to. Thank God for that. The point is, when there might come a day when we can't do that, what are you going to do? What is your decision? Your decision better be made. Like I said, if someone comes in the door and says that my speech, they say, is hate speech, and wants to lock me up, I say, go ahead. I serve God. The true justifier, and the one who I want to serve, and I know the one I can conquer. Would you go to jail for your Christianity? I don't know. It's a hard question. Someday you might have to make that up. But you know what I love? One of my favorite prophets in the Bible is Daniel. Daniel's one of my favorites because he understood the love of God. And he understood this idea of conquering. We see that from the beginning, that, the king Nebuchadnezzar had a dream. He had a dream. He said, I got all these people, they're soothsayers. Tell me what the dream means. And they couldn't tell him. To the point where he said, if you don't tell me, I'm going to kill every last one of y'all because you're supposed to be trained in dream interpretation. Well, Daniel calmly says, I can interpret it. Just let me pray to God first. He's going to tell me what it means. And Daniel was able to interpret. He gets blessed because of that. We see that Daniel doesn't get left alone. See, the devil doesn't leave you alone just because you're doing the right thing. Don't think as you become a Christian, all things will be honky-dory. Well, see, even with Daniel, he prayed to God so much that the guys that wanted to get the satraps and all them, that wanted to get him because they didn't like how he was rising up to the occasion because God was blessing him, they tried to get him for praying and saying, hey, Daniel doesn't worship the statue of the king. We made a law about that. He's not doing that. And Daniel said, nope, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to keep praying out in the open. You can see it all you want. I'm going to keep praying. And guess what? Threw him in the lion's den, and guess what? The mouth of the lion was closed up because God made that happen. Why? Because he recognized the love of God, and that God is a conqueror. He can conquer with God. And then we also know in the book of Daniel that 3 others decide, they're worshipers of God. They decide, we're not going to deny God. We don't care what king wants us to do. He wants us to bow down. And so the king got mad. They wanted to make the furnace 7 times harder than it ever been before, to the point where the people who stoked the fire up got burned. And they said, king, we don't care what you do to us. We're going to serve God. We know God is mightier than you. Do you have that attitude? Do you feel like you can conquer things? The thing is, when you have the love of God allows you to have hope in the world. The love of God means you can have victory in the world. The love of God means you can be a conqueror in the world. Have you really thought about that? See, God's love, it brings hope. The love of God brings victory over sins. Any struggle you might have, just depend on God. And overall, the love of God makes us conquerors over life's troubles. Do you believe that, Christian? Those who are not Christians, do you believe that God can do such a thing? I ask you today, have you accepted Jesus Christ? Have you accepted God's way? You know, the Bible details what you're supposed to do to be saved. There are many people that try to say, you just say certain things, but they have no scripture to back it up. I can show you in Acts chapter 2:38, and Mark 16:16, many other passages, that you had to hear the word first, to hear the word of God. But not just hear anything. You got to hear the word of God means what God's actually saying to you about Jesus. That Jesus was the Son of God. Have you heard the word of God, what Jesus was saying? That I am He, and if you acknowledge Him, you can be with Him. It says that you got to believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. Like I said, those are stories. They believe Jesus, but they don't believe He's the Son of God. And then you have to repent, and then you turn away from sins. You know, it's funny when you have an informed faith. Whenever you see sin, you can't help but do this. You turn away. You see things that you know are sinful. See, that's repentance. Turning away from sin. You confess that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. You know, many people don't want to do that. Jesus' own brethren who saw with their own eyes could not accept Jesus or confess Jesus Christ is the Son of God would not. They wouldn't do it. And some that did, they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't die for that. The most important is how you were saved, is you were baptized for the remission of your sin. It's a symbolic thing that you were dying to your sin, buried, immersed, completely in water. And you understand what you're doing. A baby's not sinful. A baby can't do that. You've got to understand right and wrong first. Before you can accept being baptized in remission of your sins. When you come out, realizing you're committed to God for the rest of your life and doing the best that you absolutely can. When you get help, pray to that Spirit and pray to Jesus for help, or get help from your brothers and sisters. God keeps the church family for that. We are not in this world alone serving God. We never will be. I'll tell you what, church, if you have any needs today, we have water here. If you think you understand what needs you want to be a Christian, you get water here. There's no exemption of delaying being baptized. You can be immersed today. If you're curious and want to know, I will study with you as long as you want to. I will schedule with you to do it, or you've got a question, I'll be in the back. If you have any needs, we have a Bible-believing people here who are willing to pray for success in your life. If you have any needs, come forward as we stand and as we sing.